Good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dalsan TV English News. My name is Abdulrazak Ali. We have a lot lined up for you on this day of 23rd October 2022. But first, let's have a look at the highlights. Al-Shabaab militants have stormed Tawakkal Hotel in Kismayo. Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud is in Djibouti for a conference on climate change and recurring droughts. Somali military has confirmed the death of Al-Shabaab senior leader in central Somalia. Good evening and welcome back to Dalsan TV English News. My name is Abdulrazak Ali. Somali militant group Al-Shabaab have attacked Tawakkal Hotel in Kismayo on Sunday, according to residents. Eyewitnesses who spoke to Dalsan TV said that the attack started with a car bomb explosion followed by gunfire. Al-Shabaab militants stormed Tawakkal Hotel in Kismayo on Sunday, according to residents and state media. Eyewitnesses told Dalsan TV that the attack started with a car bomb explosion followed by gunfire. The Al-Qaeda affiliated militant group Al-Shabaab claimed responsibility for the ongoing attack. The militants were said to have raided the hotel, where heavy exchange of gunfire had been reported. Jubaland regional state officials and entrepreneurs frequently use the Tawakkal Hotel as a meeting place. The number of casualties is not yet known. Over the past 2 months, Al-Shabaab has lost significant ground to the government and local militia forces as the joint forces intensify their offensive against the militants. International partners such as Turkey and the United States have provided drones and airstrikes. Somali government officials confirmed hundreds of militants were killed in the latest operations and recaptured over 60 villages from the militants. On Saturday, Somali military forces, backed by local militia forces, recaptured the strategic villages of Masjid Ali Gadoud and Burdar in the Middle Shabelle region after the militant completed their withdrawal from the towns on Saturday. Somali President Dr. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has arrived in Djibouti for a conference on climate change and recurring drought. President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and his delegation were welcomed at Tambuli International Airport by the President of the Republic of Djibouti, Ismail Omar Guelleh.
Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud arrived in Djibouti on Saturday evening for a conference on climate change and recurring droughts. The President and his delegation were welcomed at Tamboli International Airport by the President of the Republic of Djibouti, Ismail Omar Guelleh. President Mohamud spoke about climate change and its direct impact on recurring droughts on Saturday while launching a national tree planting project in Mogadishu. Somalia hopes to plant 10 million trees across the country to boost biodiversity and curb deforestation amid devastating droughts. Last September, the UN humanitarian chief Martin Griffiths said that 2 areas of Somalia would likely enter a state of famine later this year as the country battles unrelenting drought and flare-ups of conflict. Griffiths warned that famine would occur in the Baidoa and Burhakaba districts of South and Central Somalia between October and December unless aid efforts were significantly stepped up. While in Djibouti, President Mohamud will meet the President Ismail Omar Guelleh to discuss bilateral cooperation in security and counterterrorism.
The Somali National Army has confirmed the death of senior Al-Shabaab leader in central Somalia. According to a statement, Somali forces killed Sirad Omar Gal, who was head of Al-Shabaab financial department in Hiran region. The Somali military has confirmed the death of an Al-Shabaab senior leader in central Somalia. According to a statement, Somali forces killed Sirad Omar Gal, who was head of the Al-Shabaab financial department in Hiran region. Gal, along with another ringleader identified as Dero, were killed in the fighting which took place in Mokokori town. The forces also received weapons and medical kits left by the group's fighters. The Somali military has recently intensified operations against Al-Shabaab in south and central Somalia. The forces, in collaboration with the local militias, liberated villages and small towns in the Shabelle, Hiran and Galgaduud regions. Despite the defeat and loss of towns, the group still conducts deadly bomb attacks in major towns controlled by the Al-Shabaab. Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre has said his government would continue crackdown on Somali journalists who are defying media gag order in an attempt to change the public opinion.
Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Bare said on Saturday his government will continue crackdown on journalists defying a media gag order in an attempt to change public opinion. Speaking at a ceremony held to commemorate well-known officials killed during recent clashes with Al-Shabaab, the premier described independent Somali journalists as propagandists. The government will not accept that propaganda is disseminated in Mogadishu, and anyone who wants to distribute propaganda in Mogadishu should go to their Al-Shabaab territory, Somali Prime Minister said. The government has taken action against them and will continue crackdown on those that defy a directive by the Ministry of Information ordering media to cover reports on Al-Shabaab, he added. In his comments illustrating the new media gag order, the premier stressed that journalists will not be allowed to cover reports on areas recaptured by militants, setbacks by ongoing army offensive, and claims of victory by insurgents. He warned that those who dare to propagate such information will be recognized as Al-Shabaab members. Last week, Somali authorities rearrested a well-known media activist and journalist Abdullah Ahmed Mumin after he had criticized the government directive banning independent media from reporting stories on Al-Shabaab. He warned that the move could completely stop independent media operations in Somalia. Somali Journalists Syndicate SJS called on the international community to impose targeted sanctions on the Deputy Minister of Information, Abdurrahman Yusuf Al-Adala, whom it accused of orchestrating Abdallah Mumin's arrest and being the lead oppressor of the press freedom in Somalia. Africa Program Coordinator of Press Freedom Angela Quintal said Somali officials involved in Abdallah's victimization and prosecution may have forgotten that tough sanctions against individuals accused of rights abuses are increasingly embraced by the international community. Africa Program Coordinator of Press Freedom Angela Quintal said Somali officials involved in Abdallah's victimization and prosecution may have forgotten that tough sanctions against individuals accused of rights abuses are increasingly embraced by the international community.
Well, we have come to the end of Dalsan TV English News. My name is Abdelrazak Ali. Thank you so much for tuning into Dalsan TV.